The plot thickens. This is going to be quite a wild ride in the media. Steven Anderson of the Faithful Word Baptist Church, fundamentalist Baptist preacher, believes in the King James Version of the Bible only. Now, he's got a lot of opinions that I disagree with. A lot of things that, in my opinion, border on hate speech, and that's a fuzzy line that I can't define well. I definitely feel like when you start to incite violence or illegal activities, that you're in the wrong. And he certainly has spoken out in some of his sermons against gays, politicians who support abortion rights, Barack Obama, melting like a snail. A 1 hour long sermon in which he first says that he wouldn't do this himself, and then implies that he'd be happy to see someone go abort our president, kill our president, because he is a killer, for supporting partial birth abortions, which I don't even know if that's true. He's an extremist, but I support his right to free speech. He pushes the line occasionally, but again, I haven't watched all his sermons. I'm sure there are points where I would consider it hate speech and be against it, but in general, especially in speaking against the police, they're going to attack him for his beliefs. They're also going to attack him. They're going to accuse him of being a provocateur. He's got videos going back a few months of these border patrols stopping him, interactions with cops in Minneapolis, New Mexico, Arizona, California. I watched a 27-minute video of him stopped in New Mexico at one of these standard checkpoints. They ask him to go to the secondary area, and he requests to know why. What suspicion do you have of me? What illegal activity do you suspect I'm engaged in? I like metaphors. And this is a metaphor I've been developing here on YouTube since the start. We each perceive the world through our own lens. The way we understand reality is filtered by our knowledge, our emotions, our history, friends, family, our studies. It's quite complex. And I admit, I'm looking at the world through a neo-hippie lens. That term neo-hippie isn't out there, but I think it should be. I think we need a second wave of war protests, standing up to the government, and I think to some extent he's doing that. Now, his lens I disapprove of. But as far as our civil liberties, I think they need to be defended. I think we're definitely on a slippery slope towards fascism. One not unlike Nazi Germany. Except we have moved beyond race to a large extent. Now we're focusing on idealisms, anarchists, terrorists. What are terrorists if not desperate resistance fighters? So I dislike the lens that he perceives the world through. However, he doesn't always perceive the world incorrectly. In his hour-long video about Barack Obama, I kept oscillating between disgust at his single-minded perception of the world, the reductionist viewpoint, simplifying the world into right and wrong, dividing that line. He even said that our president should not be prayed for because he's a sinner. Who deserves our prayer more than those that sin the most? Now, I'm not saying he should pray for them, their health or their success, but he should pray for their well-being, for their spiritual health, for the idealist in that person who understands deep down what is right and wrong, not through laws of man or God, but just knows what's right and wrong and will stand up for what's right against forces that are trying to control him. Terrestrial forces. I mean, who deserves our prayer more than our president? But he points to a scripture where David prays for a sinner to die soon and go to hell. Anyways, this is so muddy. And he certainly seems like a warrior. Not a violent warrior, but a self-strong, focused warrior for God. And I don't like that phrase. But he's also being a warrior for our freedoms, for our rights, for our civil liberties. And he's saying some things that, I know he doesn't watch Alex Jones. I know he's a free thinker and has not been corrupted by I don't know. I really don't know him. I don't know what to say, really. Obviously, I'm ambivalent in the manner in which that was meant by Sigmund Freud, I think. Strong, conflicting emotions. Not the common usage of, non-committal or on the fence. Ambivalent. And that's because I know the world we live in, I know the issues are more complex than he wants to think, than the government wants to think. Yeah, I'm out of time.